this very windy day, I'm here to introduce you to the brand new Sony ZV-1F. Now this camera is a great amalgamation, almost between like a smartphone and a compact camera. It's exceedingly easy to use, but it has a 1-inch sensor, which means you can get fantastic image quality. On the camera itself, we have fully articulating screen. So it's perfect if you're a vlogger. It means you can film yourself easily, but also if you're doing some filming, maybe at a concert or something like that, you can easily turn it and be up. You can turn it and have it down, or it's great as well if you're trying to do something sort of round an awkward position. Maybe you're trying to lean out around a tree, get a nice angle. You can easily do that as well. Now on the front, we have a fixed 20mm equivalent lens. That basically means it's built into the camera. You don't have to change it, but also it doesn't actually have any optical zoom. It's just 20mm. Now that looks like this. Now 20mm might not seem hugely wide, but it is plenty wide enough to get yourself on the screen, some of the background. I think it's actually quite a good vlogging length because it's not so wide that everything's going to be super distorted, but it's wide enough that you can be on there, or even with a friend, I think, as well. There he is. There's James. What are you filming on today, James?
Sony FX3.
Nice. Especially if you're using something like the little Bluetooth remote that you can get from Sony, just gives you that little bit of extra arm length as well. Now this can be a really simple and small setup. On the top of the camera we have these little, it looks like a little speaker here, but what that actually is the little 3-capsule mic that sits inside this camera. That's the same as we see as like the ZV-1, the older sister, if you like, of the ZV-1F. But it does come with this in the box. This is called a dead cat. It is not made of dead cat, I've been assured. And it has a little cold shoe adapter here. This only has a cold shoe, this camera, so there's no power that comes through this little hot shoe. It's just for attaching things, right? So this just slides in like this, and that covers your microphone capsule. So it means on a windy day like this, you get a better sound quality. So I'm just gonna test that. I'm gonna walk up there to the really windy bit so you can see exactly how it sounds. So I'm turning the camera on, and now I can flip the screen out so I can see what I'm doing. Now we are filming with that little dead cat attached, and hopefully it's sounding okay. It is exceedingly windy. I think this is probably quite a lot even for that little fluffy thing on top of the camera, but hopefully it's sounding all right. So I've now connected the ECM G1. If you'd like a slightly better sound than the internal mic, which is okay, but it can struggle with certain things, then this is a top-mounted mic from Sony. As you can see, I've got a big fluffy on it at the moment because it is blowing an absolute gale. So let's see how this sounds. So we're now flicking over to the sound onto the ECM G1 that's now connected to the ZV-1F. Hopefully it's sounding pretty good and that wind isn't affecting it too much. Now the great thing about being able to plug a mic in is obviously you could get a nice big shotgun mic if you're filming something a little bit further away, or you could even look at a lavalier. So when I'm filming with James, a lot of the time I'll be wearing a lavalier like I am here today. There's loads of different types you can get. You can buy them from Sony themselves, they have a lavalier. You can get them from DJI, Rode, Sennheiser, there's tons available. So you might already have one, and it means you can connect those up as well. So depending on the type of thing you're doing, you do have that internal mic for vlogging. It makes life really, really easy, keeps the kit nice and small, but you can connect these top mounted mics or even something a little bit more subject specific as well. Now, unfortunately, our filming day has fallen on this crazy windy day. We've tried to find somewhere really sheltered. We are on top of a hill, but look at the views, okay? We've got one or the other. You've got sound quality or boring background, so I'm going with nice background today. However, to make this a fair test, let me switch now to another test that I'm gonna do with this ECM G1 and also the onboard mic, so you can hear what it's like in a slightly more controlled environment. Right, now I'm on top of a big windy hill, I can test the microphone out properly. So right now we're just using the internal mic in the ZV-1F. So it's that 3-capsule mic, and I'm hoping it sounds pretty good. I don't think it's a bad mic. It's not the best, but I don't think it's actually that bad. Excuse me, miss. Can you hear her snuffling around? Is it good enough to pick that up? Come on then, get back down as long as you stop eating the floor. Puppies. Right, next up, I'm gonna try the ECM G1. So I'm gonna connect that now, and you can see the difference between the internal 3-capsule mic and having that external Sony mic plugged in. Okay, that is now plugged in. I'm hoping there's a difference in sound quality. This is a nice top mic. It comes with a big dead cat that you could put over it. And in this nice quiet environment, I'm assuming it's gonna be pretty well-rounded microphone, to be honest. I've listened to it back a couple of times on some previous stuff that I've shot, and I've been pretty impressed with it. But it just shows what you can do when you can use that internal mic if you want to keep things nice and light, you don't want to be carrying any accessories with you, or you can pop a top mic on there, you can pop lavaliers on there. There's a lot of flexibility. One thing I would say is worth noting is that with this ZV-1F, the shoe on the top of the camera, it's a cold shoe. It means no power goes through it at all. So if you're using one of the Sony microphones with the new hot shoe attachment on the bottom, which can transfer the sound through the hot shoe, this can't do that. So you will need to plug it into that microphone port. And unfortunately, there's no headphone port. So right now, I can't listen to what's happening. I have to listen to it afterwards. So just bear that in mind. There's obviously a speaker in the camera, so you can tell if you're getting any sound, which is obviously great, but you can't necessarily tell what that really sounds like until you're listening to it back properly on like a Mac or with headphones on some sort of device.
One of my favourite things about this camera, and in fact my favourite feature of the ZV-1, was the product showcase mode. I absolutely loved it. You pop it in that mode, put something up to the lens, and it totally understands what's going on. And a lot of cameras struggle with that. They hunt focus, they try and find your eye again, they don't focus on the product. And so, I'm going to do a test of that now to show you how good it is, because just for that feature alone, I'd have one of these cameras. But I'm not going to do it here because the product will blow away.
And I'm going to show you with this big batch of tomatoes that I got from my lovely friend Jenny. So, I've turned product showcase on. I'm going to start with the biggest tomato and I'm going to move down in size. So, here we have a Kellogg's breakfast tomato. Look at that, it just snaps straight to it. I'm just watching it in the screen over here. Back to my face. To the tomato. Back to my face. To the tomato. If I turn my face away, back to my face. Okay, let's try the next size down. This apparently is a Portuguese tomato. You like it? Take it away. Hold it up. Take it away. Even when it's still shifting focus. It's very smooth the way it shifts focus. It's not too snappy, I don't think, which is quite nice. I don't like it too snappy. And let's try a really nice small one. Oh, let's get one with a green top. That'd be nice. Ready? Look at this tomato. See, it did get there, didn't it? It does it nice and smooth, doesn't push it. Take it away. Back on me? Yeah, we're back on me. Tomato? Is it struggling? Hear my truffle pig of a puppy in the background. Take it away. On me. On the tomato. It's pretty good, right? It is focusing. Yes, it is. It's my eyes. There we go. Tomato. Good. I love that. Such a good feature. And also, if you hold it nice and close, so if I was actually being all YouTubey, right, which I probably should be doing, this is for YouTube. So I'm sitting here, I'm chatting to you, and then I'd be like, whoa, look at this new thing. And then I'd probably put it really close to the camera as well. So when that adjusts focus, like, I go really blurred out. That's nice, right? I think that's a nice background. Take it off, back to me. Not too snappy, not too quick, but quick enough so it's not annoying when you're watching it. And very effective. I like that. Great feature. Product showcase mode. Very, very good on the ZV-1 and this new ZV-1F.
It's got so bad now that we're gonna have to film some of this over the weekend. I'm gonna get some of the shots for you that you need over the weekend. But just as a side note, I'm hoping the sound is okay. Look at that, James. Look at that sky. Incredible. You might have heard my little puppy in the background today and seen him in some of the shots. That's Wally. And today is going to be his first ever time off lead. The weather's meant to actually clear soon. Not sure I believe it. And we're going to a nice closed-in field. And I'm going to use that opportunity to test out the vlogging capabilities of the new ZV-1F. I want to check out some of the different recording modes. I know we've got slow motion in this. I think that'll be really fun to check out. So we're going to get him home, get him all sorted, get a little go bag, head over to the field, and hopefully we'll get some sun.
Come on. Good boy. We're at the place you don't have to be on lead.
Right, so, we're walking down now. I've got all the supplies. Jamie has the puppies. And off we go to where we can let them off lead. We're at the place now, Bonnie Dogs. We're just going down to the field, and this is all fenced in properly. They check it every single day. Got the pups. Gonna let them off lead for the first time. It's pretty exciting. I'm interested to see how they'll react. But because they're only puppies, we can only do it for about 20-25 minutes. So we're gonna give them some breaks in between. I've bought like treats and water, and we'll work on their recall. Right, here we are. Wish there was more hills. Wish there was more hills. I love hills. There is a downside to a 20mm lens, and that is that you can barely... Oh, hello, lovely. Hello. You've already slobbered all over the camera.
Wally!
So this is quite a bit of dynamic range here. We've got the sun going down behind me, and I think it's still looking pretty good, to be honest. It's got quite a cinematic look. I'm leaving this on full auto, so this is how it looks when you just turn the camera on, press record, and you're in a lighting situation like this, which is actually pretty nice. Now if we turn around and we have the sun the other side of me, obviously my face is probably a bit overexposed, but obviously the lighting is really nice and those Sony colours are coming through. Sony do seem to do sort of good blues and things, but I think still, even if I turn around and you've got that dynamic range behind with the sun coming through, I'm in the foreground, I'm quite in shadow obviously, it's still pretty nice actually. I'm just looking at the screen over there. And yeah, it's pretty nice. And that's also the upside of having that fully articulated screen. I can see what I'm doing. If you have one of the ones where it flips up from the back of the camera and sits above, if you've got a dead cat on the top, or if you've got a fluffy on the top, which helps with wind noise, it blocks half your screen. It's such a pain. So I think it's quite nice to have the screen come to the side rather than above, personally. One of the great vlogging features of this camera is that background defocus button. So you can see behind me, got some trees, you can see them pretty well. Now if I just press this button, I'm looking at the screen by the way, so I can see if it's working. Press the button, defocus. So hopefully that looks a bit more defocused. Hard to tell on the screen. Oh yeah, no, it's obvious actually, got it. So that's a clear background, defocused background. Aha. So there you go, if you're out somewhere and you want the subject to be mainly you want people to be focused on you can defocus that background. If you're in front of a nice big mountain range, you want to show it off, then you can have it clear. People can see exactly what's going on. That's a nice little feature I think actually. Makes life very easy.
The new Sony ZV-1F offers users a very, very easy, small camera that can create some great images and some really nice video. If you'd like to find out more, you can just pop to the link in the description. That will take you right to our website where you can find out pricing, availability, and tons more info. For now, a massive thank you for watching, and I hope you join me again soon for some more videos from Wex Photo Video.